You gave me the only stability I'd ever known. I want to do the same for Mia." Aunt Rose wasn't listening. A small frown creased her brow. "Something's wrong." Natalie looked at the men standing a few feet away in front of the hardware store. Their heads were down, and their shoulders slumped. The dejection in their stances sent her pulse racing. She recognized one of her coffee shop patrons, Murphy Clinton, and grabbed his arm as he walked past. "What's happened, Murphy?" she asked. He stopped and stared down at her with a grave expression. "The mill's closing." "That's not possible," she mumbled. Her thoughts raced. The mill was an institution and the main employer in Smitten. If it closed... He finished her thought. "This town is finished." The aroma of the freshly brewed coffee overpowered the less appetizing smell from the drum roaster in the back room. Natalie let her cousin Zoe handle the customers at the bar, as Natalie took the hot beverages to the seating area by the window where she and her friends could see white-topped Sugar Creek Mountain. Spring had come to their part of Vermont, and the sight of the wild flowers on the lower slopes would give her strength. "So, what are we going to do?" she asked, sinking onto the overstuffed leather sofa beside Reese Mackenzie. "Do? What can we do?" Reese asked. Her blonde ponytail gleamed in the shaft of sunlight through the window. She was the practical one in the group. Reese was never afraid of hard work, but while Natalie saw only the end goal, Reese saw the pitfalls right on the path. "We can't make them keep the mill open." While rumors about the mill had been floating for months, no one had really believed it would fold. The ramifications would be enormous. Natalie's business had been struggling enough without this added blow. She took a sip of her mocha java. A little bitter. She'd have to tweak the roast a bit next time. If the mill closes, the town will dry up and blow away. We can't let that happen. If Mountain Perks closed, she didn't know how she would provide for Mia. And she wasn't leaving Smitten, not ever. After being yanked from pillar to post with an alcoholic mother until she was 10, Natalie craved the stability she had found here with her great aunts and extended family, which included her 3 best friends. Julia Bourne tossed her long hair away from her face, revealing flawless skin that never needed makeup. "This is one of those things outside your control, Nat. I guess we'd all better be looking for jobs in Stowe." Shelby Evans took a sip of her tea and shivered. Her sheepoo, Penelope, dressed in a fashionable blue and white polka-dotted shirt, turned around in Shelby's lap and lay down on her navy slacks. "I don't know about you all," Shelby said, "but I wanted my kids to grow up here." The women had no children of their own, and none of them was even close to thinking about settling down. But that was a moot point for Shelby. She had a storybook ending in mind that included a loving husband and 2.5 children for each of them. Natalie was sure her friend would find that life too. Natalie moved restlessly. "There has to be something we can do. Some new export. Maple syrup, maybe. We have lots of trees." She glanced at Julia. "What about your New York friends? Maybe you could ask some of your business friends for advice." Julia shrugged her slim shoulders. "They know spas. I hardly think a spa is going to save us." Reese had those thoughtful lines on her forehead. A tiny smile hovered on her full lips, and her hazel eyes showed a plan was forming. "We don't have time for exports, but what about imports? Tourists would love us if they'd come visit. We have heart." She took out her ever-present notebook and pen and began to jot down ideas. "They come to ski in Stowe anyway," Shelby said. "All we have to do is get them here." Natalie rubbed her forehead where it had begun to ache. "But what do we have to offer that's different from any other town?" Julia crossed her shapely ankles. "Smitten is cute with its church and all, but cute doesn't bring tourists. I can't even get a decent manicure in this dinky town. People aren't going to pay for ambiance. We need some kind of gimmick." Reese tapped her pen against her chin. "I have an idea," she said. "Everyone jokes about the town name. Why not capitalize on it?" "How do you capitalize?"